Welcome to this week's episode of the Relly and Deli podcast. I'm Relly.
And I'm Deli. And today we are talking about 2025's Anaconda.
Oh my god, it's snakes.
Slytherin.
But it's meta. It's super funny. I think. Is it still scary? I think so. Yeah.
So yes, the 2025 Anaconda, it serves as a pseudo sequel meta take on it all. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed that pitch for it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll definitely get into that, with the story and everything.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that aspect of it. It is directed by Tom Gormican. Sorry, Tom. I I haven't heard your name out loud a lot or ever. But Tom has a decent amount of stuff under his belt. He directed The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal.
Oh,
it's been on my list for the better part of 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, we actually referenced it last.
Yeah, we
episode.
did. We gotta watch it.
We have to watch.
We have to watch that and review it. I'm gonna put it as the next movie club movie
For sure.
Making a note right now. But he directed that. He directed a 2014 movie called That Awkward Moment. I'm not sure about that. He directed a few episodes of Ghosted from 2017 to 2018. And he also directed the latest Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. So he's a very much a bit of a modern filmmaker. A lot of his stuff is, pretty recent. So, I thought he did a great job with this. As far as cast, we have some heavy hitters. Our main three are Jack Black.
Icon.
Paul Rudd.
Icon.
Actually, we have our main four. Steve Zahn.
Icon.
And Thandie Newton.
Thandie Way,
Yeah, I just seen it.
Icon. Legend. Mother.
Her full name, Thandie Way. So, yeah, absolutely. Those are our big four. I kept for some reason leaving out one of the guys. I don't know what guy I was leaving out because I only remember in my mind 2 guys and Thandie.
Yeah.
So I don't know what guy I was leaving out. So I was like, big 3. No, it's actually the big 4.
Yeah.
But those are our mains.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't even realize from the trailers. Granted, for those of you who don't know, we don't really watch trailers. We'll see it once maybe, and then we try to avoid it. We find like a lot of studios will try and put all the good stuff in the trailer to get you to watch it.
Yeah.
Or just keep releasing additional subsequent trailers.
Yeah.
From the teaser that gives too much of the plot or.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we stopped really watching trailers religiously. We'll see it once and be like, all right, this is something we want to see. Close our eyes in the theaters, plug our ears sometimes.
Yeah.
So I didn't even realize he was in it.
Who?
Steve Zahn.
Yeah, Steve Zahn is a treasure. And he's actually one of my favorites of this movie.
Yeah.
He's just so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to say anything else before we jump into the big 4? The 4 categories?
Yes. It was also produced by Brad Fuller.
Okay.
He was on it. He co-owns Platinum Dunes. And he's been responsible for like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Amityville Horror, Friday the 13th, reboot in 2009, A Nightmare on Elm Street, 2010.
He's in the business of remakes.
The Purge. He really is.
He loves a good remake.
He really is. Spoiler alert, I definitely think this was one of the more successful ones. And I think that's because it was meta and it was referential and it was a comedy.
Correct.
So it allowed, but on purpose. I feel like some of the others attempted to do those things without committing to it being a comedy. We got, Jackson Black. For those who don't know, I like to change people's names. But we got Jack Black in here. He's hilarious.
He is hilarious.
Paul Rudd, hilarious. And Steve Zahn, hilarious.
These treasures. These national treasures. And even Thandie Newton gets to flex her comedic chops Because I feel like most of her stuff is more like drama, more serious.
Drama stuff.
But she has really good comedic timing as well.
This was so funny. I knew she was going to be amazing, but she was really funny as well.
Yeah.
This film did such a solid job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do want to let y'all know up front, I am battling a cold. So if I sound like Squidward or you hear me sniffling in the background, you know, all is well. All is well. But I'm getting myself together. But yeah, very good points. I didn't know that about the producer. So yeah, he's definitely in the business of remake.
Yeah, Brad Fuller, Andrew Form,
the business of misery.
Kevin Etten, and then Tom also.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and Andrew Form, by the way, he also did Friday the 13th, Ninja Turtles with Brad Fuller, and A Quiet Place. So, you know, people who are familiar with horror, situational horror as well, creature horror, I like to think that Anaconda is a part of that. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So we will go ahead and jump, into our 4 categories. As you may know or may not know, we break this down into 4 categories. We have story, acting and dialogue, cinematography and sound design. We'll go ahead and jump into the story. I gave the story a 9. There's one reason why I dinged this movie, and I guess I'll tell y'all that at the top. I feel like a lot of the good laughs and a lot of the good plot points were in the trailer. But I do feel like there was some stuff, some good stuff that was not in the trailer. There was a twist, that was not in the trailer. Yeah. But there were some big plot points, and I guess I could talk about it. It's in the trailer, so we'll talk. But the whole premise is that Jack Black's character, when they were back in school, Jack Black's character Paul Rudd and Thandie Newton and Steve Zahn, all 4 of them used to make like these student films or whatever. Yeah. And they've kind of lost that. Sometimes when you grow up, you lose, not necessarily sight, but life doesn't always go out the way you planned. Yeah. You may not be able to go and do that, movie making career or do that artsy career. You may have to kind of, snap into reality and do something a little more, not mundane, but a little more traditional, a little more 9 to 5. Because it's a tough business. But yeah, so that's the whole thing. They used to do that back in the day. And now he works at a wedding. Is it wedding?
Yeah, he's a videographer.
A videographer for wedding at a company that does weddings. And so you can see that he's trying to bring in his love of horror, his love of creature features into the work that he's doing there. Yeah. But that is not what this is, honey. You have to give people what they want, especially when it comes to that wedding. Yeah. So that's where he's at in life. I think Thandie just finished getting out of a divorce. I don't know exactly where Paul Zahn is. Where is he at in life?
Well, he's on the side because he got fired from the videographer.
Oh yeah, he used to work there
because he is a mess.
An alcoholic mess,
a drug abuser.
Yeah.
He's very out of control.
Absolutely.
So Jack Black's character Doug gave him a shot and he blew it. Yeah. So yeah, he's not really employed right now. And then Paul's character Griff. Yeah. He's an actor. Right. But struggling
actor with many small roles. So they all grew up together and they all kind of reunite at Doug's, played by Jack Black. Yeah. One of his birthday party. Was that his birthday party?
Yes.
Yeah. It was a surprise party. They all kind of reunite that way. Yeah. And then we find that Paul Rudd has purchased the rights to Anaconda, and he's like, you know what? Let's go do it. Yeah. It's that adventurous type of thing, and that's the setup. Yeah. Now we're going to do a remake of Anaconda.
Our own self.
So that's where you get because they know about the movie Anaconda. Even though this is a movie, so you get the meta aspect. Yeah. So it's not a full-blown sequel, but it kind of is. Yeah. So you see where I'm going with this. So I love that part of it. And it seems it's a very good message. Where, it's never too late to try to chase your dreams. And it's a bit fly by night. I will say that. Yeah. It is fly by night. Girl, we need to get X amount of dollars and go out here to the Amazon. It's very much this is crazy, but also it's very fun. It's very exciting. I'm getting excited just talking about it. Because that's my type of zhuzh. Just a ridiculous adventure. And it's like, girl, we just happened to end up here, and here we are.
Yeah.
So yeah, for that reason, I gave the story a 9. I love that premise. I love the setup. And I love that, his wife was like, if you don't go, you need to go. Mm-hmm. If you don't go, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life, essentially.
Yeah.
They're all given middle-aged. So, it's now or never, bitch.
Yeah.
It's now or never. And I live for that. So, yeah, they go out there with that damn... they go out there to the Amazon. And, there's a... Paul Rudd has contacted a snake handler or trainer with his own snake. And yeah.
He was hilarious.
He was hilarious.
Fucking Santiago.
Yeah, Santiago. Let's see who he's played by. He's played by Selton Mello, which I heard he was in a different movie that was very serious. So he has range.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in a different movie that won like huge Oscars. I don't know if that was I'm Still Here or something along those lines, but anyway, he has range.
Okay.
So I love that for him. I got to look deeper into him, but that's our setup here. What'd you give the story?
I gave the story a 9 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely certain things that they did. So like when the movie opens, we see like this one lady, we later find out her name is Anna.
Uh-huh.
She's dressed literally like Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
She honestly
has
is.
the same tank top, the pants, and she's out there like a baddie in a van. Yeah. And we have this intense plot that's going on.
Yes, very intense.
Yeah, she's chased by 2 men, and one of them gets got by an anaconda very quickly.
Right.
In a boat in the water.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have Doug. He's a wedding videographer and it's so crazy because the transition, and this will come up a little bit later for cinematography, but it did a very great transition, and we hear the overview, the voiceover that he did while he's setting up the scene for this story.
Yeah.
But it's this couple's wedding planning, and they really just want the regular bullshit. Also, I kind of found it funny because the husband was giving off Gaydar. But they were like, yeah, we just want the Dawson's Creek song to play.
Yeah.
And
we want a freeze frame jump.
Freeze frame jump in a barn.
We want the jump.
And
Shiplap.
It was honestly a respectable job.
It
pretty
was
good. But his boss was like, yeah, this is a B plus life, man. You can't beat it. And he was
that
like,
hits hard because it's the grade, the B plus life.
Yeah.
How come I'm not having an A plus life?
Yeah, you could at least an A plus. He even said A minus.
He even could have said A minus. But it was the B plus, and it's girl, it's a whole other grade above you. Yeah. And do you want
with
that
3
life?
half grades if you play by those rules.
That hit hard to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm having a midlife or what. But, quarter life.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But yeah,
it was sad. But I mean, the job didn't look that bad, but he just wasn't fulfilled. And then Paul's character,
that's the thing.
He was on set of this procedural medical drama, giving way too much. He's not the best actor.
He's not.
He wasn't bad. He was getting roles, but he's did things for sure to get himself fired. He got fired from this
because he too is not fulfilled.
Yeah,
so he wants something with a little more range. He's getting these bit parts.
Exactly.
So,
and
understandable.
Yeah, we see him in the car with his wife, and I this helped boost the story for me because he's there with his wife, and his wife was just like, "Oh, don't you do something for your birthday?" And Doug is like, "No." And when they get home, they had planned a surprise party, and his wife and his kid love him. Mm-hmm. This wasn't on some Family Guy shit fuck up chubby dad who's a loser, ruining your family's life.
I think that was refreshing for me too.
It was very refreshing.
His kids do love him, and they're watching his student film.
Yeah, the Quatch. It was crazy.
And his son is watching it over and over and over. And he's like, okay, if I'm gonna go in the kitchen to do what y'all asked, do not start this movie without me.
He was like, pause it. Let me go get the snacks.
And I'm coming back.
The whole party watched the Quatch. He wasn't a butt of a joke. He wasn't an embarrassment. And there was a glimpse where his wife looked at him at the party that was it wasn't necessary, but that's what made it great because it's when they go to the diner, which that was another beautifully shot scene where the four friends got together to talk about doing Anaconda. You know, she was the one that was like, you gotta be fulfilled. You gotta do this. And he was like, no. And the wife talked him into it. And he was like, I got responsibilities. I got my family. I'm doing a very good job. Yeah. I got a B+ career.
B+ life.
Let's just live it, you know?
Yeah.
And she didn't really take no for an answer. And it was so funny. They were like, okay, we got a budget of like $2 million. And they were like, Danny, we need you to fund this.
Right, because isn't she like an attorney or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's an attorney.
And she just got a settlement from the wedding, from the divorce, sorry. So they were like, this is going to be good. They go to the bank, and they got rejected. They were like, you got to prove for $9,000. They're like, solid. So then they came back to the drawing board, they're like, all in $43,000. They're like, that's doable.
Yeah.
And yeah, they go down there, figure this stuff out. Santiago was very hilarious.
He was hilarious.
And creepy.
Yeah.
Steve Zahn's character is super wild.
So funny.
Yeah, we're not going to give like a whole play-by-play of all this of the story. But yeah, when they get down there, the whole thing is like, you know, shit gets real, you know?
Yeah.
You can't just go to the fucking Amazon.
No.
These stuff are there.
They are there.
You're not on a sound stage, baby.
Exactly.
You're in a place where there are wild animals.
You're in a wild river.
Yeah, so that shit was super crazy. Yeah, I give it a 10. I think they did a very good job of just laying out the story. There's some surprises towards the end.
For sure.
That I think, but there was a couple of the things that like a twist, you know, where like some betrayal and stuff like that happened.
Yeah.
And it was like, did I see this coming? So much so that I didn't expect you to really do it, and you did it. Yeah. Do I like this? Do I hate this? I don't know. But all in all, a 9. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Then we get into acting and dialogue. I gave it a 9 as well. Again, my ding for this is really the trailer. This really could have been a 10 for me.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody has great timing. There's some great jokes to be had. And all in all, this movie and the actors, they don't take themselves too seriously.
No.
This is a movie that's meant to be funny.
Yeah.
I do think that, you know, again, a lot of the jokes are in the trailer and the whole thing with the snake and the rudders and the blending.
Yeah.
All that's there. But yeah, all in all, everybody did their job. I don't feel like anybody was like extremely out of place or extremely like, oh, that's a weird line or that's a weird take or that's a weird delivery.
Yeah.
I thought everybody did really good.
Yeah. I actually gave it a 10. Because there were moments that were like important, endearing moments that I thought were very just good. Like we talked about at the party, the conversation with the son and the wife. And then there were other moments too, like introducing Santiago. Yeah. And just like the little one-liners between him and Steve Zahn's character. And he was just like, yeah, he's supposed to be the best. He's like, bitch, supposed to be?
Right.
The fuck?
I am
the best.
And this is my best friend.
This
snake.
That was his best friend, that damn snake.
That snake was his best friend.
Honestly, it was really, really, really funny.
It was.
I laughed, and I think of exactly what it was supposed to be.
Exactly.
It was good. There was like a line when there was a cameo that happened that I was kind of like, I don't know if I really like this. But you know what? It wasn't enough for me to ding it right then and there. I think the situations, a lot of the situations were shown in the trailer, like him getting up with like the pig on his back. That's in the trailer. That should not have been. I couldn't be.
And that was a huge one. That was a huge one for me.
That was a huge one.
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that was in the trailer because you know what's going to go.
Yeah.
Because the setup is clear.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow, that hurt kind of. That really hurt this experience for me.
Yeah.
But I had tried to think about the movie if I had never seen the trailer.
Yeah.
That would have been wild.
It would have been wild because it was like a very heavy moment. But I put that under story and just display of the story because it was like, you shouldn't have did that. But I do think there was more like good lines and the dialogue made sense. Their fight that they had on the boat and like going after each other.
Yeah.
And I think that like Paul and Jack's personalities are very much who they are in this film. They're like caricatures of who they tend to often be. Yeah. When you see Jack Black talk, he's a very sweet person and endearing and like down to earth, which his character was, but also the zaniness is ramped up when he's on camera. And then Paul's aloofness and like dryness is ramped up as well.
Absolutely.
So they had like good interactions. And everything felt very.
I agree.
Very
the chemistry
real.
was really good.
Chemistry
everybody
was greatness.
Yeah, it was really good. Like the main four. You got the snake handler. Yeah. You got Anna. You know, who's trying to get them to one place to another. You know. Yeah, it was pretty good. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cinematography.
Next thing is cinematography. I also gave a 9.
I did as well.
Honestly, the snake effects were really good. The filming a movie inside a movie, I thought that was pretty good. I mean, y'all are out here. I don't know if they were actually in the Amazon or on the river.
Some of it was filmed in Australia.
Okay, but they were indeed outside. Mm-hmm. Like, so that's a lot. That's a lot to take into consideration when you're looking at like camera work. Like, girl, we working here. We working. So yeah, they did that. There are some great shots, like you said. The diner scene was a great shot.
Yeah. Excuse me.
There's some nice, heartwarming moments. Like
Absolutely.
when they were watching the movie, and those nice little shots like that.
Yeah.
And just like the snake and everything, the action scenes, y'all are running, and that's all choreographed really well and filmed very well. I feel like. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really stands out. I mean, there's nothing that really stood out as bad. I feel like everything that was shot was, was either middle of the road or better. Mm-hmm. So there was nothing below that line. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I give it a 9 as well for cinematography. Uh-huh. I do think that the Anaconda hurt a little bit for me. It was something in the snout, the face of the snake, that wasn't 100% there for me.
They don't show the Anaconda. They don't show him a lot.
No.
Which I was surprised.
That's for the better.
Probably. Probably. I think the more you look at it, the more you keep your eyes on it, you see stuff like what you're saying.
I feel like if there was a more practical Anaconda, like in the past,
she was 100% CG.
Practical, yeah.
And in the past, the first Anaconda, I remember seeing the featurettes.
Yeah.
A lot of that was practical.
Yeah. So I ding them. I didn't want to ding them too much because there were other things from a comedic standpoint that they actually showed. Like when they introduced Doug in the beginning of the film, it's like an overview. You hear his voiceover talking about what's going to happen and like coming up from the manhole cover, the car in the middle of the street being stopped.
Like why you narrating and navigating their fucking wedding video out of the sewers, honey?
Out of the sewers.
On the streets of the suburbs.
It was so good. It was so good. And then there were elements too, like at the end, when like, somebody else was showing their wedding proposal and it was like a horror one and like the hand came out of like the stuff. But that looked homemade because it was done with Doug the character's budget, not the movie budget.
Exactly.
So one of the things I hate, sometimes I really can't stand, is when you're watching a movie or a TV show and they're like, come to our school play. And then the school play's budget is the TV show's actual budget.
So
how the fuck are y'all doing this?
Who's funding the theater department?
One of the only times it's really funny is Supernatural. When Supernatural did the fucking musical. That was so ridiculous, the wardrobe. And it's like, y'all have this budget because you're a TV show doing a play. But this school in real life would not have the budget to do all of this shit. Have the car remade. Like, it's so absurd.
And you get if it plays into that, then it works. But if you don't address it, it's just like,
what is this? You just have this budget? This is crazy. So that was very good. They had like moments inside the diner. It was just a magical moment. Also with the music that we're going to talk about, and it was very beautiful to see. There was like a writing montage where he's like doing writes and rewrites, and it's like this kind of
that
like
is cool.
Rain Man, like heavy
was
vibe
really
was going
cool.
on around him, distorting the screen.
Exactly.
And he's just like writing these different things, and like you can see that he's in the zone.
I like that too. That's a great effect.
Yeah, and then like the Quatch is an actual film. Honestly, they should release the Quatch. Like as like a bonus that you could watch to see it like uninterrupted. Yeah. Because it was good, and then that was filmed in a particular style. It was so rezzed up because this is 2025. Yeah. But it was on a VHS that looked like maybe it could have been done in not the 80s, but maybe the 90s. Yeah. But like that's the understanding. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I appreciate that, and I thought it was really good. Yeah. There's like, some explosive scenes. There's like a scene where like a boat gets taken out. I won't tell you which boat. Definitely watch this film. But like a big boat gets taken down, and it took me back to like Jaws and like seeing it and like being at the Jaws ride. If you've ever been to the Jaws ride at Universal. And like you go around the boat because like you're like on a little boat tour, and then when you go around, there's supposed to be like other boats that have already been on this tour, and you get out there and it's wreckage. Damn. And then it's just like you see hands in the water, you see blood. It's like what the heck is going on here? So I thought that was really, really smart and done really well. And then there was like a dinner scene. On the boat, I think they showcased the wilderness very well. Yeah, I think it was beautiful on the water, and those type of things were good. They did behind the scenes of them filming it. Yeah, and that meta take where like the camera quality was slightly less than watching the film. But it still was really good quality.
Yeah, and it is believable because again, this is 2025, so you can really get your hands
phone camera.
Some good cameras out there.
Exactly.
Quality stuff.
So it was really good. It was really good. Yeah, I give it a 9.
Yeah. All right, last category, sound design. I also gave a 9. So yeah, the sound design is really good, and it goes hand in hand with the cinematography. Because they do a good job of creating unease. Like when you first meet the snake handler.
Oh,
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And you first meet Anna, like, girl, what do you have going on? Like, there's so and the guys that are, the other guys that are involved with her. Yeah. Yeah, it creates that air of like, oh goodness, like this is terrible. Yeah. So, I think that goes hand in hand with the sound design, also just hearing the rainforest, the different sounds, of explosions, different sounds of like, the snake or things cracking or branches cracking, stuff like that. I think we can kind of take for granted as moviegoers, but they did it. I feel it's the same way as cinematography. Nothing was below the line. Everything was either at the line or above. You did mention some stuff about the diner scene. They had some good needle drops. Yeah. So yeah, but I gave it a 9.
Yeah. I give it a slightly less ding at an 8. I do think there were things that were really good, right? That was great. The film opened up with like sounds of the Amazon, music that really felt like back in the day when you were watching Jungle Book or if you were watching something that was out there in the wilderness, in the jungle, or even something in like Jurassic Park. There's like a certain way that those movies start and have like these sounds. And it was really setting the tone and getting you in the mood of like what this was about to be. I think it was genius the way they melded some of the music with Jack Black's commentary as well. As he talks throughout the film, and talks about like the wedding videos that he's about to do. Backtrack of the Cafe I wrote down that was really good. They used the Dawson's Creek theme very well, and I don't think that they overdid it. It was on the verge. You can do that. Overdoing it.
You can overdo it, but I don't think they did either. I don't think they overdid it either.
Yeah. They use it in the right amount of time. I think they use it like 3 times, maybe 4. You know what's so funny?
I've never seen that.
This was our class song for high school.
What?
Yeah, the class of 2010. CAHS Class of 2K.
That was the song.
Yeah,
we
redid it. One of those students actually redid the lyrics, and the school band played it.
Honestly, that's iconic. Me saying, me and the expression I have and the questions I'm asking, it's just jealousy. I'm like, that was y'all song? Like, y'all got together and did that?
Yeah.
And then y'all played a live rendition?
The band played it, and then the whole student body, like, sang it. It was crazy because, like, I never learned the lyrics fully because, like, I was in the band, so I was not going to be up there. But then there was a time when they were like, okay, seniors in the band had to be on stage and sing it, and we couldn't. They told, like, the band teachers, like, no, he can't be in the band. And mind you, we were the fucking seniors, so, like, we were all the first chairs. And I remember, you know, Icon, love you, G-Friend. Band director was like, they're the band, so no, they're not. Yeah. And they had us do it like one good time, and it was it was like so bad. And then I was on stage, and they were like, "Do you know the lyrics?" I was like, "No. Why would I know the lyrics?"
Yeah, I was planning on playing this.
Give me my clarinet.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on singing this,
but it was good. But I gotta see if there's a video of intro night. But yeah, I digress.
Sure.
I love that song. You know, when I left Target.
Correct.
I walked out of Target
to that.
To that. I gotta find that video.
You do.
I know I sent it again to someone, but since I switched phones,
it's
somewhere in the ether, and I have to find it. But it's such a great, iconic needle drop.
It's a good song.
Love it. And then another great moment in the film is when So, and this is in the trailer too. The handler snake dies.
Right. That was a big one for me.
At the edge on the boat.
Yeah.
And because it could have made it seem like it was his snake that was attacking them.
Exactly.
But no. And then when it died, then that would have been a gag in the film.
It would have been like, damn, what's going on?
Yeah. But when the snake dies, they have like a snake Viking funeral, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But then they have to sing a snake song.
Yeah.
And I don't remember any of it because it was just happening in the moment and on the whim. And I want to say Thandi started it.
I want to say.
Because he was like singing like a prayer or whatever, talking to it. And she's like, "Snaky, snaky." And she just started singing and everybody started singing. And it's stuff like that. That was like so good, so unnecessary. So good. I would have liked an original soundtrack. They did use kind of like a mashup of the original Baby Got Back. Plus Nicki Minaj's beat for Anaconda.
Okay.
Which
they did. They used it in the trailer, and they also used it in the film.
Yeah, and they used it like at the end, and it was did not get any snippets of that, and you know, we're living in a crazy time.
We are,
but that was probably the only thing, and I feel like they did what they did because they had to. But I overall gave that an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that my overall score was a 9. Going into this review, I knew I wanted to give it a 9. Mm-hmm. So all the categories kind of fell in afterwards. Mm-hmm. But and my biggest thing is again the trailer. Y'all gave too much away in the trailer, so it kind of hurt the experience. And I mean that's part of the movie, so y'all got dings for that. But again, this movie presents itself just as what it is. It is it's funny. It has some action moments. It has some moments where you're like, oh, I don't know how y'all can get out of this. Yeah. But all of it was good, and I would be interested to get a fresh franchise started off of this. Yeah. This be the first part. I don't know how the other parts would fall into place, but I would be okay with that.
And I will say this too. First, let me give my score.
Yeah, sure.
I also give it a 9.
Yeah.
I think I got one that was a 10 and one was an 8, so it balances out.
Yeah.
To be like a 9.
Yeah.
But I think that this film was exactly what it was supposed to be and did what it was supposed to do.
And that's always going to go far.
Yeah, in the genre of comedy/horror, because it is a comedy first.
Yes.
There's going to be some jumps and scares.
There are.
There's going to be some tense moments, with that snake. But it's very funny. And they pulled together a very funny cast.
Yes.
They had very funny dialogue. Certain scenes, like the scene where like Jack Black gets injured and there's like the bathroom scene.
Oh yeah.
That was done in a reshoot.
Oh really?
That was a reshoot that was done after.
Wow.
The post-credit scene was a reshoot that was done literally last November. So there were things that, like, you know, they would keep adding, and that only helped the film and made it better.
Absolutely, because that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Both of those things were hilarious and phenomenal.
Yeah, I want to see, you know, what the... Because we stopped looking at, like, pre-interviews as well.
Yeah.
Because if I know I'm going to watch it, I don't want to see too much of, like,
Yeah.
y'all talk about it, because then it gives stuff away.
Yeah.
But, like, their chemistry was great on and off set. Yeah. I think they were very funny, a talented group of individuals. Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn was
he's somebody... What was the first film? Saving Silverman. My goodness. With Amanda Peet, he was getting his ass rocked. That was one of the first films on Comedy Central that I used to watch with Joe Dirt back in the day, and like Idiocracy, you know. And he's a maniac. Yeah. And to see him in this being that crazy and still very funny was good.
Absolutely.
I think this movie also put in its head certain things, like he wasn't a loser. You know, Paul got fired because he was doing too much. Right. You know, Thandi divorced her husband for who he was, but she was still very desirable, and she was a very talented actress with them. They were a core group of friends who came together to have like a magical experience. Yeah. And Jack Black's family really loved him. His son wasn't a piece of shit. Yeah. That's like the thing. Very refreshing. We just watched Drunk Parents. Will not be reviewing it.
No,
for better for worse, it was very crazy. But like the sons in that, kind of like Royal Tenenbaums, were just like horrible. They were so pissy. And like his son wasn't that, and I was so shocked.
That was refreshing,
and so
right?
Surprised, you know.
See, you know, normally it'd be like, "Oh, Dad, this is some shit that happened 20 years ago."
Yeah, but you know, it was good to see, because I've talked about that too. Like, unless my parents were cousin, like we were getting in trouble. I wasn't really like embarrassed of my parents. You know, I was one of those people that like, if my mom was showing up to school, I was like, you bitches better watch out, because NMW Square, Norman Williams is coming for you, teacher. Because I was a good kid, so she was on the premises, she was there for me. Yeah, for your defense. And, you know, and something like with my dad, like when my dad came certain times and did like the firefighter things and like brought the hats. Yeah. I was actually like a kid that was like I was so jealous. I was like, y'all back up. Like, let me get my fire hat. Used to get the little plastic fire hat. Yeah. I was like, I know he's cool, man. Like, he owns his own businesses and shit. Like, he could stop fires. Like, I know y'all ain't on that level, but so, you know, I think it's really different, because in movies, a lot of the times it's like the kids don't like the parents. Exactly. You know, when you become a teen, I was like, stay with me. Yeah, you kind of went to that phase. It was more so about like me, not like I really thought like my parents were like not interesting or like whatever. Right. So it was good to see the love and support, and then them go out and do this thing. Right. And like the financial thing wasn't a big thing. Like he wasn't even like putting them in risk or like. Yeah. It was just a good overall film. And then I agree, but what I would like to see, instead of like a second Anaconda after this, what I want to see is, let's do The Hills Have Eyes. Or Wrong Turn. Not Hills Have Eyes. That's too aggressive. Maybe Wrong Turn. And then they go out and they're trying to film like a horror in the thing. Yeah. And then they really come across some Appalachia craziness, right? Okay. And then like, that was super crazy. Let's do a Jaws remake. Yeah. And then they go down and then like we could see like a whole line of parody comedy films where they try to do these things, and then it kind of gets like caught up in the real life of it all.
I wouldn't be mad at that either. I would not be mad at that either.
That way it's like the same vibe that we got from this Anaconda, without the expectation of it being another Anaconda film.
That's true.
But it could still like boost it up, because you know we got Lake Placid, which there's a Lake Placid Anacondas
crossover.
Crazy. Yeah. Need to find it. Need to watch it.
Somebody was saying they want a remake of Lake Placid, which I've never really seen that.
I would love that. Lake Placid used to terrify me. Yeah. Terrify me. But yeah, all in all, a delightful film.
A good time.
A very hilarious time.
Yeah.
And I think you should go and watch it.
I agree.
There is one point, and it's in the trailer. The scene with the pig on the back that also dinged it for me when it came down to the cinematography. It was just too much. I hated to see it. It got very dude bro gross, and I'm not here for that.
I was here for it.
Yeah,
my only thing is that it was in the trailer.
Oh,
so I enjoyed it. I thought this is a mess. It's gross.
It was too much. It was too much. I'm not here for gross shit. But yeah.
Please like, share, subscribe.
Thank you.
Like, share, subscribe. We're on all platforms. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Reddit. We're on Twitter. We're everywhere.
Yes, and please, we're pushing right now to get to 50 subscribers. If you hear this video, remember you can like, comment, subscribe, ding that bell. You can choose how many notifications you want to get.
Yeah.
We're doing movie reviews every Monday. Reddit reads every Friday. Keep your eyes peeled for a couple of
Wild Card Wednesdays,
where we're going to be doing lists, top favorites.
Yeah.
And also going to be doing some submissions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely always let us know, what you want us to watch, what you want us to review. If you got any crazy Reddit stories, give it to us and we'll bring it to the platform.
Let us know if you watch this film and if you're going to watch it based off of our review.
Absolutely.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.